jump into that of what the process is.
All right.
And then I'll spin you in so you can get in, and then we'll just kind of go from there.
All
Does
right.
that make sense?
We're live.
Okay.
Mr. Jack, what is the first part of the process when you meet someone, whether it be like a first-time home buyer or just a client in general?
Yeah, obviously making that interconnection, right? I mean, in terms of a client wanting to use a certain real estate agent, they have to connect on some level. And fortunately, I've had a great, path in working with great people, and it's fantastic. And really, at the end of the day, what you want to do is gravitate to their needs and have your ears on to listen to what they want. So really, when you start meeting someone, you want to take down notes. You want to take down factual information of what's important to them. And I'm very much a pen and paper guy. I take notes. You can ask anybody in my office. I got pens, papers everywhere in terms of jotting down notes. So
Me too.
Gathering the information, getting to know what the client's wants and needs are, and then you sort of build a platform for success moving forward from there.
Nice.
Yep.
Amazing. That's actually a really key part, is that you just listen. A lot of professionals get it mixed up where they talk too much, they oversell at the beginning, they try and tell people everything that they know and all of their resources, all of their network, but it's the exact opposite of what's actually going to, solidify a client, make a client trust you, feel comfortable working with you, is just listening.
It's a good point. And honestly, I say this to a lot of people I work with, you got basically 10, 15, 20 seconds to gravitate and grab that person's attention. And really, at the end of the day, it's all about listening to what they want and taking in that information and then processing it and basically working on the client's feel of the vibe of the conversation, of how it's going. You will work with all kinds of different types of people in terms of how their tone is, their pitch of their wants and needs and things. So as a realtor, you really have to gravitate towards what type of person you're working with and sort of go from there.
Yeah, just really match people's energy, right?
100%.
And something I even experience on my end is I'm not always the best fit for people. Like, there are people where, it just doesn't vibe, it doesn't mesh. And in that scenario, I think it's always best to leave people with a good impression, all the best, and just always be that resource if someone wants to reach out in the future.
It's impossible to
please everyone.
It's impossible to please everybody, but I think at the end of the day, our job is to appeal to the majority of the public and do our jobs correctly in terms of our professionalism and what information we have, right? And our job is so important to connect and resourcefully help these people get to their end destination, was get them home, right?
Yeah, and just be yourself, right? Like, a big thing I tried to do in my first 3 years of brokering is just create this facade of professionalism and all-knowingness. I would always rattle off all the mortgage products I know. I work with this lender, this lender, this lender. We can do this, 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 and this. And it never resonated. But what really has resonated with everyone I talk to, work with in the last couple of years, has just been that authenticity piece, where you don't have to be this all-knowing being all the time. You just make people aware that you know where to find the answers if you don't have them, and you know that you're going to work as hard for them as physically possible, and that your best interest is aligned with their best interest.
100%.